Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Basically, this is the Gamer Smack back once again. Like I said, I'm just doing basically a delve stream, of course, waiting for PvP and everything to start and be able to give my giveaway today. Of course, I'm doing the Pumpski. I'm also doing the Pumpkin itself, which is the two small allies. If you are playing with the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 console, you'll be able to receive these as free gifts, as basically for those people that do play this game and supported my channel. And I will be able to hop into different games and stuff like that eventually once I get a more repertoire from my computer, because I'm still trying to building on those collection itself and so on and so forth. It just basically I don't have many PC games. That's the thing for me currently. I've been trying to actually get money and stuff together for that, and where I'm not working currently, I'm basically hopefully I can get that started soon. So, like I said, with saying that, I basically will be giving out these two items before the end of my stream, which I usually stream for about an hour every morning. So, like I said, it's just getting that gift out to people. Like I said, if you don't play Trove itself or whatever the case may be, I wish I played other games. Ugh. But it's what it is. I'm not complaining about anything like that. It's just that I got to get into more different games and stuff like that. I'm watching people playing, like say, Sea of Thieves and stuff like that, which is a little bit older game. But I mean, I still like to be able to get more games in my repertoire, so I'd be able to keep going with that. So yeah. Anyway, regardless of that, I'm just waiting for PvP to start so I can actually be able to get my day started, and then I'm going to go from there, basically giving out prizes. So I'll be able to actually help with the mastery. Plus, like I said, if you already got the two allies already, you can basically sell them for a little bit of flux, and basically either way, it's going to help you out. So basically, everybody is going to get one of each. So basically, it's going to be roughly about 15K over the flux right now, what they're currently selling for. It doesn't sound like much, but if you got no flux whatsoever, it will actually help you guys out, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I've been trying to get into communities and stuff like that deals with directly with Trove and stuff like that. But right now, I'm actually all over the place with my followers, with my viewers, with everything else. So it's a little bit more, basically a little bit more of a muddle right now. I've got to be able to organize myself a little bit better. But like I said, for those supporting, and thank you very much, of course. Like I said, and those people, like I said, if I can get any more of other games and so on and so forth, I will be able to actually support you, basically in gameplay. Like I said, not just basically hopping into streams and stuff. Because as I said before, I'm actually basically slowly getting in some more PC games and so on and so forth. Like, I mean, I'm going to be getting two new PC games coming up. I'm going to be looking into other new other PC games and stuff like that, because it seems like it's more out there for PC than console when it comes to like Twitch and so on and so forth. There is a few console players, but it seems like they're very, very far and few between. At least for, like I said, the grinding games that I do play and so on and so forth. So it'll basically give me a bigger player base. That's what it seems like to me. Now, like I said, then I'll start playing. I can start playing with people and stuff like that too, and so on and so forth. And that's exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at more of a community type of thing. Like I said, it sounds like I'm basically speaking odd air and trying to do something, but of course, where I don't have much money itself, as I said, and like I said, with the little support from you guys, it does help. It does help. And like I said, that's why I said much thank you for doing so. But like I said, it's just what it is itself, to try to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing here, and what I'm going to be doing, if I'm going to be still playing on my console or am I going to be playing on PC. I don't know if it's going to make a difference itself, but I know I can support probably more players on PC and so on and so forth. And like I said, it seems like more of the games that I'm playing, like I said, there seems like a bigger player base. Plus, I look at all the communities. I'm looking at like one community and like 5 PC. like one community for a console and 5 PC. So I gotta look at exactly what I'm going to be doing. Now I know I do have my characters built up here. I know I don't have much left to do here. This is why, like, I mean, I mentioned a bit to you guys before about me streaming and stuff like that. I don't mind streaming Trove, but Trove is pretty much dead for me on the console because I've got almost everything. And that is the biggest problem. Like, I mean, I can make new content and stuff like that on the PC, and I can actually basically start almost for fresh. Well, it'll take me a couple of months or even a year to catch up to my console, because where I don't have to wait for updates and so on and so forth. Because this is why it took me so long to get to where I'm to right now on the console, because every time, like, I mean, it'd be 2 or 3 years before we get an update. We had basically wait times and stuff like that is just horrible with this game itself. Now the game is actually still fun to play and so on and so forth, but I want to be able to support more of the other side. Like, I mean, I've got the computer for it and whatever the case may be, but it seems like, I don't know if just because the PlayStation 5 is a little bit harder to get. Like, I mean, I can buy PlayStation 5 games, I can play, like, say, the community type games and so on and so forth, and be able to do it that way. But it seems like for the console itself, it's not, like, it seems like it's not widely played. I know a lot of people or basically widely streamed or widely supported by the communities, and that's exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at something that would be more functional. And like I said, it's going to take me a minute to basically get some games. It's not, you guys don't have to wait for me to do that. What I've got to wait until I get back to work, because like I said, as I said before in one of my other streams, like I said, I just stopped and basically I had to stop at work because like I said, I can't lift weight or anything like that right now. I can't lift any more than 5 pounds. Not because I'm a weak person. It's just because I've got I had a hernia operated on, so it stops me from working. So all the funds and stuff from coming from work would be my entertainment, and that's why I've got so much stuff. But I've got to get back to work, and I've got to be able to get back into the swing of things, and this is what I'm working on. This is why it's taking me so long. Yes, I'd like to be able to play with you guys, like I said, in the Sea of Thieves, different games like that. Whatever comes off with the Xbox, PC, whatever the case may be, I like to be able to do it. And get some of those cross-play games too. And get some single-player games maybe. But like I said, and try to stay away from the simplistic games or basically shorter games. Like, I like to play with Dead by Daylight, but I'm not really interested in that. But I do love horror games. Like, I mean, I just can't wait for the new season to come up with the Dead Space and stuff like that, which is going to start next year. But it's a couple of months down the road. It's not too long. Like, I mean, you're looking at the very first game drops at the first month, the 27th of 2023, which is only less than basically 2 months away, or just a little over 2 months, so it's not too bad. Like, I mean, I've got my plan made it for that already, and working with you guys and stuff like that, and try to get affiliate and try to get things going will basically help my channel. Then I can help you guys too. Like I said, I can give you biddies, I can give you different things, because right now I can't support that, which is kind of sad. And I've been trying to stream as much as I can and try to fill in the gaps and stuff like that, what I'm missing. But of course, it's a lot harder, like I said, trying to get it up there by yourself. So, but I'm not complaining about it. It's just something that I want to be able to achieve, and be able to actually be able to hop into a channel and just have a bit of fun with you guys a little bit more than what I'm doing right now, And like, I mean, everything that I can think of that I want to do, I want to do it full-heartedly. But like I said, I'm actually at a standstill right now of what it is, which I shouldn't be. But like, I mean, it's all to do with time zones and so on and so forth. And like I said, in most cases, when I'm actually streaming, I've got other people streaming on the opposite side. What I'm saying is they might be streaming on their own behalf. And like I said, if they're doing a raid or something like that, that's cool. in that direction, that means you basically to help out with the numbers. But only thing is, if you are deep into your own stream, as I said before, I don't expect everybody to say, "Oh man, he's streaming, let's go in," and do it that way. I'm not saying that. In that direction. That's not, like I said, making fun of anybody. It's just what people do. That's exactly, you got to look after themselves first, of course, and then you start getting everything else done. Now, this guy's going to be following me. He's going to try to get up out to the top. He's going to end up blowing up the bottom. Then he's not going to barely get up here to come up and get his present. I'm going to send a little present up there. No, he's getting a flower left. He's going to try to drop everything on me, which is not going to work because, like I said, it's just what he's trying to do. Okay, it's only two of us. Ooh. Dropping down. He's trying to grab after me, but it's not going to work. No. Ooh. Gotta love the boot. Come on, out in the boot. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on, yard. I'm going to hit the side of this building. Yep. Oh. Almost done it. Give me a second here. Okay, now he's just going to basically camp on the top as they always do. Just camp on the top and try to throw stuff down on me. I don't know. I don't get that at all. And it's annoying. Oh. Let's see how good he is. When I'm actually up on the top, he's not going to even realize what I'm going to be doing. And try to keep him on the bottom as long as I can. And do it that way. He wants to throw stuff down at me. I can basically do the same thing. Uh-huh. Whoa. I'm going to go across. Do. No. Nice. Okay, good. Ooh, sweet. 5 coins. Sweetness. I love that. All right. That was not too bad of a round of a PvP, of course. Thank you. Yum. Okay, I've got that quest done, I think. Let me go back in there and just make sure it just got picked up, because sometimes it does glitch. Now I've got to be able to check out something else too now. To be able to get that running right. Okay, I'm not going to do my gems today. I'm just going to do the delves and work on that. Like I said, if you are still on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 console, I'd be able to help you out with your delves and stuff today, of course, as always. And be able to basically even give you those that shiny gifts. Like I said, if you do play on here. And like I said, it'll be basically a console giveaway. And hopefully with the next little bit, I'll be able to join you people on PC. I've been trying to get to look at if it would be actually worth switching. And it seems like it would be for for helping the public itself. So I've got to find exactly what I'm going to be doing in the next little bit anyway with that. So give me a second here. I got to open up these boxes. Hopefully I get something decent. No, trash. All right, just basically delete those and get this started, of course. Put this away. All right. Nice. All right. Well, basically what we're going to be doing right now is getting a portal and starting my delves. Now, I will stop in the delves itself, no matter what level I'm under. And I'll be able to stop for you guys if you want to join me. And I'll be able to help you with your delves. Of course, it's early in the morning. A lot of people still don't have their delves done, but, it's what it is. and be able to help you as much as I can. Now, what I'll do here is I've got that done. That one is done. I got our key fragment, which I need to be able to go and finish one dungeon. Hopefully, that will work. Good morning, my friend Endora. Hopefully, basically doing very well this morning, and welcome to the chat. Well, basically, hopefully you're doing well this morning, of course, as I always mention to my viewers. Like I said, I'm doing Trove right now, of course, basically PC, not PC. I wish I was doing PC, darn it. I'm trying to get to PC actually. Trying to basically swap. You can't, like I said, there's no cross-platform with this game. There's a lot of stuff that you could have done with this game didn't do. So, like, I mean, I've got to start all over again if I do join in that community. So I've got to think about exactly what I'm going to be doing with that. So, you know, it's just something that's kind of like holding me back right now a little bit. But it's not holding me back from using my computer. Don't worry about that. It's just that me to start all the way over again. Like I said, I do have a bunch of videos and stuff like this on this game itself, and a few other games as well on my YouTube channel. Basically, it's a link in my description and stuff. You'll be able to check that out at any time. You do so at your own leisure. And like I said, you'll be able to get all the information and so on and so forth within the games I do play and so on and so forth. Some of the games I do play, I only done one video just because it wasn't that into it. Like I said, a lot of people weren't into it, or the game was a little bit too old. Like, I mean, a lot of people just basically streamed it back when and never forgot about the game, but this is not that interesting. So I do try to stay away from that as much as I can. But, you know, I always don't mind playing different games and basically helping other people out as well. Like to get information and stuff like that to people. And that's exactly what I do itself. So I do try to do my best with doing that. So I've been working on this game for basically since 2015. I've been playing it since 2015. I started playing in 2013 on the PC as closed beta. They had a beta test for about a year and a half. Of course, with saying that, like, I mean, this game is a lot of fun. If you never played it before, whatever the case may be, or never seen people play it, you'll be able to go along and have a look at it itself. Hey, Kerry, what's up, my friend? How are you doing this morning, my friend? By the way, good stream last night. Really good stream. Like I said, I was happy to basically catch one of your streams. Like I said, you caught me yesterday. I caught you yesterday. I think we're working together pretty good. But besides that, how are you doing this morning, my friend? Hopefully you're doing great. Like I said, I always love to see a friendly face, of course. But like I said, I've been working on a lot of stuff here lately to try to still get my affiliate and stuff like that. Oh, you're doing Lord of the Rings. How? I used to play that. How did he change that game? Because Lord of the Rings is actually a lot of fun to play too. But are you talking about the older one for PC, or are you talking about the newer one? Because I used to play the older one, the one with the what was it? The one with the big castle and stuff into it. Oh, the old MMO. Okay, because I know there was a. I don't know. Do you still gotta pay a subscription for that one, or is that one free now again? Because there was a time when that MMO was free, but I don't know if it if it changed anything with that or not. Thanks you very much, Carrying very much. It's there's very much. Like I said, all with helping and stuff like that. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yes. Well, World of Warcraft sometimes do that too. Like they'll give you certain parts of the game for free. Like, I mean, I've got a level 70 character. I know they actually brought it down. Oh, right, right. Like, I mean, you got to remember, a lot of the games and stuff in that out there right now, if it's not pay to win, I can't. I don't know why people call it pay to win. There's nothing you don't really win. You just basically get more cosmetics, or you get something else, or get something that someone else don't have. But it doesn't mean you're actually winning anything. But when it comes to it, I'm just trying to figure out. Uh, okay. So you can actually do game tokens. Yeah, I was thinking about going back to that game actually at some point. I would love to join you with that. Like, I mean, like I said, I played the old one. I didn't play the new one. I know the new one is just. I know the new one is out as well. I know the new one is out on, but it's not an MMO. It's a single player, but it's based off the MMO. If my information is correct. Um, what they're doing same thing with Final Fantasy 14. They're making the MMO out of that now too. Oh, okay, okay. I'll check that out because I'm always looking for new content and stuff all the time. I'm also looking for new games, and I'd love to be able to join at least one of. Well, with Final Fantasy 14, I was looking at a Square Enix website just a little bit ago, and they're saying to take in Final Fantasy 14 and actually making an MMO out of it. And I was like, what? Basically, they're doing that now? Well, basically, what they're doing is just revamping the game. Because remember when Reborn was done? Before Reborn, they had a lot of issues. A lot of basically people joined up, and they had a lot of like glitches, crashes, you name it, and the concept was incomplete. And a lot of people are basically, like I said, a lot of people that do play it even now are looking at the RPG side of it, not the MMO. Right, but they're actually they do have the MMO. I do I know that, but they're also making a single player out of it, and they're making an RPG out of it. You can actually go along and look at the website. You can look at the website itself. Go to the website. I love doing this research myself because I like to find out what the new things going to come up for the year, so I know exactly what I'm buying. Yes, it would be very interesting, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Now, when it comes to like I would think they would actually basically make just another Final Fantasy, like they made Final Fantasy 17, because, or like I said, or even 16. But they're not thinking about doing that. They're basically making revamp of 14, but I don't know why they want to do that. I guess you're going to try to go along with the franchise because you remember back in the, like I said, the regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, like I said, had Final Fantasy 10, and so on and so forth. There's so many RPGs, there's not many MMOs for Final Fantasy. Only for Final Fantasy 14. And that's the only one that stands alone currently. So that's what I'm thinking what they're doing. Now, my information, what I'm reading up off the website, might be a little bit true. It seems a little odd. That's why I said just keep an eye on that and see exactly what to do with the information. Because this is what I'm reading right now. Like, I mean, I've got my computer right up in front of me, and I've got the information out there for it. Because I want to see exactly what they're going to do with it. And what they're going to do is just basically take out a lot of the bosses and stuff like that from the MMO and make an RPG. I don't know if it's going to be exact when it comes to that. But I know they're going to make another Final Fantasy in basically, I think it's 2020, late 2023, 2024 when they're going to release it. And I'm not sure exactly. I heard that something about online. And I heard, well, not heard, but I was reading something about the online version, and I read something about the new one that's going to come out. And I think they're going to basically take the storyline. They're going to do something with the online version that was never done yet. and basically do it that way. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'm only about 70% sure what they're going to be doing. I'm 100% sure they're going to come out with a brand new one. But I'm only 70% sure because that might be tossed out the window time it gets released. Because basically Square Enix is known to do that in the past. Like certain ideas and stuff, so on and so forth, it's been tossed out or changed. So, like, I mean, I'm absolutely 100%. Yeah, I heard about the 16 too, but I'm gonna be staying away from 16. Like, I mean, it's not because of what I heard about it. It's just, it's just, I don't know what they're gonna do with the 16. Like, I mean, I had heard about it. I had basically seen the E3 trailer for it. I'm not interested. I know I'm a great big good Final Fantasy fan, but I'm really not interested. Ah, nice, nice. Oh, I did one yesterday morning, actually, to be exact, because I was doing one in the morning so I can catch people at night. Because it seems like the people I want to support, or the people want to support me, are basically getting cross-connected with the same stream times. So I'm looking at 7 or 8 o'clock my time, and I'm looking at my streamers list, and it's just horrible. Like, I mean, and I'm trying to hop into everybody. I've got like about 15 or 20 people there. And then I'm trying to support them, and they were like, hey man, I'd like to be able to support you, but then I'm not online because I'm online exactly at the same time, so it doesn't work. So it basically becomes conflicts there, and this is exactly what I'm trying to solve. I don't know if it's going to be solved though, but I'm trying to do my best with that. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm dealing with the U.S. in most cases. Like I said, I'm from Canada myself, so it's really hard to basically put my finger on the time zone because everybody, like I said, some people are from Florida, some people from Jamaica, some people are from all different places, and it really doesn't matter what game you're playing in it. At that point, I watched Sea of Thieves all the time. I watch basically people playing Assassin's Creed. I watch whatever. Like I said, whatever hits my fancy, whatever the case may be, just to go in and support them. Now, I might not like the game, or whatever the case may be, but it gives me either ideas of games that's out there currently. So it gives me more of a, how can I say it, a little bit more of a palette of what I can actually work with, and that's exactly what I'm looking at. So, like I said, it's just a different way of doing things. Like, I mean, yes, I'm supporting players, but I'm actually getting ideas at the same time. And I'm like, okay, this game is out there. This is X number amount of people playing. Then I'm actually looking at those communities connected to those games, so I can actually be able to make a small community or even pick up the game myself. So I'm not buying a game that's going to be absolutely dead, or basically it's being played to death so bad that it's no players left, if you know what I mean. It'll be still players, but there's absolutely no support for it. So that's exactly what I look at. So that's exactly what I've been doing the last little bit. Like, I mean, I use all my information to basically benefit everybody. And that's exactly what I look at. And I want to be able to make sure my information is always correct at 100%. Like, I mean, I don't like I said, I don't like lying to people. I don't like to put the bullshit in front of people. It's just a total waste of my time. But like I said, when I'm playing Trove and stuff like that, if you basically look at my YouTube channel at some point, I've got guides there that will actually help you level very quickly and be able to help you. And if you're on the console, I'll be able to help you. Currently, if you're on PC, I might be able to help you a little bit too. But I'll be able to play together with you a little bit more on the console, because on the PC, because we're on such a low level. I'll be able to help you. We'd be able to help each other out, and that's pretty much the way Trove starts. But eventually, when you actually do a lot of stuff solo, you'll end up basically doing a lot of solo missions because there's not much togetherness after a certain point, and that's what happens. Hey, Diggles, what's up, man? How are you doing today? And thanks for the raid. Woo! Gotta love that, dude. Like I said, I wish I'd be able to I might be able to turn back the favor to you eventually, dude. But thanks for the support. Woo! Woohoo! Yeah, awesome, dude. Like I said, it's just all the support. Like I said, for my channel. Like I said, if you like the stream, guys, like I said, you can always hit that follow button. Thanks to colors here and so on and so forth. I do support other channels. I'll make sure I'll stay in your channel long enough to get you affiliate. I'll try to raid your channel when I'm actually running as well. If I do get enough members, if I'm only gotten like 2 or 3, it's only a small raid. I don't mind adding the numbers. This is what I do for people, and I don't mind doing that. It gives me something to do with what I'm trying to do. So, like I said, yeah, I'll support. Like I said, when it comes back 10 times fold. I don't, like I said, following somebody or helping somebody else out. It's not going to cost you nothing, of course. And like I said, it's just a lot of fun. Like, I mean, I do play a lot of grinders. I do play a lot of different other types of games too. Like, I mean, I was trying to get back into the Assassin's Creed. I was trying to get back into that. But, I mean, Assassin's Creed is being played to that so much, plus it's an older type game. Like I said, Valhalla and stuff like that is the only thing that stands out right now. But if I'm playing Rogue and stuff like that, it doesn't seem like it does help much of anything. So, like I said, I still do play those games from time to time, and I still do stream those games from time to time, too, just to let people know, like I said, the games are still out there and be able to be available to be played. So that's exactly what I do. Like, I mean, I do play, like I said, a lot of classic games and so on and so forth. I'm just letting you know a little bit about it myself, what I do and what my channel stands for itself and how I can support. Like, I mean, it's just something that I love doing. Like, I mean, some people are not into the MMOs. Some people are. Some people are like into World of Warcraft, basically, and some people are into Diablo, like the Diablo remaster of Diablo 2. I do play Diablo 3 from time to time as well to help people build up their characters and stuff with that. So, like, I mean, I'm basically a mixed gamer itself, and I don't mind mixing it too much. To basically just to get more content and get more availability and a lot more help to those people that actually need it. And that's exactly what I do. I do guides and stuff all the time, and I do extensive guides. Not just something like, say, take 1 or 2, 3 videos and I'm done with it. I basically do extensive so people can actually know exactly what to do with games and stuff like that. Anyway, regardless of that, how is everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing okay this morning. Hopefully you had a bunch of coffee or something like that just to keep yourself going, and so on and so forth. Hopefully everybody's in good health as well. Like I said, I know some people, like I said, struggle with different things or whatever the case may be, but I mean, and good spirits as well. So, like I said, it's just more to do with the saying hello, good morning, and doing that type of deal. Anyway, right now I'm actually grinding for my daily quests. I'm also doing, like I said, the event. There's an event right now. There's a Halloween event. You'll see these guys. They're basically like werewolves. They're basically the Halloween event that's currently available in Trove. Like, I mean, you get a lot of mastery and stuff like that. There is a mastery system. If you ever played Diablo 3, it's pretty much the same type of game, only a little bit more cartoonish. So don't let the graphics fool you when it comes to that. Like, basically, the game plays roughly about the same as Diablo 3, but it also be able to you'll be able to actually build up your own character in which way you want. There is no set parameter that you have to do. Like, I mean, you could follow other people's builds if you decide to do so, or just dabble yourself. So you'll be able to look at exactly what it is and be able to go from there. So you'll be able to get a lot of other stuff in whatever the case may be and basically build your own thing. Like, I mean, if you ever played Diablo 3 with the Paragon system, you'll see me at level 136. That's a Paragon level 136. Now, I'm at 136 Paragon, but that doesn't mean I got 136 levels. That's 136 levels grinded. And it's pretty much the same thing as doing Diablo. When you get the Paragon system, you get like extra mastery in this game instead of extra, like what you got done with Diablo, which you can actually get extra stats. Well, the mastery system is kind of the same thing in this game to a point. and you'll be able to actually build up your characters from there. So, like, I mean, it is a lot of information to take in, but it is an MMO, however. And like I said, I've been playing this for a good few years. Like I said, I do play other games as well. Yeah, it's definitely different. Like, I mean, it's not a when you get it's a little bit informational when you first start it, but when you actually get into the game, it gets repetitive. But what MMO is not repetitive? Like, I mean, if you got like playing, let's say World of Warcraft, and you've got like a certain thing that you make gold from, and you basically keep on repeating the same process so you can make that gold. And I don't mean gold as in like, oh my God, I just got a gold. No, I mean gold, GOLD, not GOAL. I'm pronouncing it a little bit different. But anyway, regardless of that, you look at exactly what you can do with this game itself. There is no set parameter, but you need to know how to play it just a little bit. And it's not complicated. It's not complicated. Like, I mean, some of the players I did play in the past and helped them out. I've got them into this game to a point because I made the suggestion, say, hey, why don't you just come and try it out? Those players are still playing even today, which is really nice. Like, I mean, I'm one of the high level, basically a high PR, which is power rank players, as you can see up in my top corner here, with kind of like an emerald type of thing there, with basically the eagle banner, or basically the wings. So, like I said, as you grind and get stronger, basically those will change. So will your center emblem. That will change as you level, and so on and so forth. So everything that you do in this game has a purpose. It's not something is not thrown out. It's not like one of those games like, hey man, I just picked up a tin can. What do I do with it? Nothing. You absolutely do nothing. Okay, I'm gonna do nothing with a tin can. But when it comes to, like I said, to items, like I said, into the game, everything is used. I mean, every single thing is used at some point. Like, I mean, you get key fragments, basically, you make keys and stuff like that for the delves, and so on and so forth. But, like I said, there is a PC version, there's an Xbox version of it, basically, but there's no cross-platform. That is the thing. And, like I said, for me to go along and help a person out, I would literally have to start, like I said, if I was going to help a person on PC, I would literally have to start on PC, and so on and so forth. So think of it this way. That's what I'm going to be thinking about doing in the future, because a lot more people, seems like when you stream and stuff like that and support people, they're on PC more so than what they're on console. So, like I said, I know console, I've got my character built up the way I've got it. But myself, I'd like to be able to get one roughly about the same, and basically be able to help new players there as well. I notice sometimes a little bit more support on PC starting off, but you got to remember, there's a lot of people don't stream this game either. Right, but see, it's not all about overlays and whatever. It's all to do with, like, I mean, you look at the overlays for my streaming app right now. It looks kind of plain because it's the only thing I can get running with the console. Like, I mean, I wish I could get the OBS. I've got my OBS set for my computer. My OBS is actually completely 100% different than what I've got done here. I just can't run OBS unless I fidget around a lot of stuff. And like I said, I've got. Funniest thing is, for me to stream off my console, I've got to have a wireless headset for my computer. It's better for me to go streaming off with OBS off my computer at that point, because I've already got pretty much everything from my computer itself. But the only thing is when it comes to just say to doing the streaming, like, I mean, I still got to buy extra gear just to do off console, because you can't do it indirectly. Like, I mean, I can plug stuff into my USB ports, I can plug it into my sound audio, and so on and so on and so forth to get it working. But without it, like, I mean, I can't use OBS because my sound and stuff like that will not work. I tried everything to try to get it working. I do have an old headset, but, you know. Right, that's what is going to happen. Like, I mean, plus you might get a little bit of choppiness and so on and so forth with some of those capture cards too. So you got to be very careful. Like I say, you got to watch it for your quality. Your quality, if you get a 4K capture card, like I said, the one's guaranteed for 4K. Like I said, it may or may not run correctly. But if you get like a 1080p or something like that, which is good enough to stream with to a point, but you got to remember when it comes to 4K, it's not much 4K like I said on Twitch, but it's a little bit of support for 4K now on YouTube. Unless you're directly going to YouTube and streaming from there to get 4K, like I said, that's the only true way to getting there. So if you even got a capture card that does 4K and you're using Twitch, you're not going to get 4K. And like I said, not even native 4K. Native basically means you're not going to get full 4K, even though it's capable of doing somewhat 4K. Like when a PlayStation 5, I've got the second version of PlayStation 5 here, and when you were actually saying about 4K for it, it can't barely do ray tracing. And 4K is even worse because it drops off the frame rates. That's why, like I said, if you look at games like Cyberpunk and stuff like that, that's why they got so many problems with the game itself. Just because it doesn't have the video card. It only has a 2070 Super. If you understand what a 2070 Super and what in basically computer language, you'll understand what the video card is running. And that's what the PlayStation 5 is running. So when it comes to the 4K, it does have a bit of problem with it. Now you can run it. You can run it if it does support it in the games, but it does say, like I said, you just get drop frame rates. I had to literally go along and buy a 3070 for my computer to run at 58 to 70 frames in Cyberpunk on my computer. My console, even though I'm using a PlayStation 5, and I'm sure what the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be like, because that's supposed to come out in 2024, but it's not guaranteed it's going to come out. They're basically, Sony is talking about 2024 for the PlayStation 5 Pro to come out. Now, with the graphics shortages and stuff still out there, they're not as so bad as what they used to be, but it's still shortages out there. So, are they going to be delivering on the word on exactly the same time what they're saying they're going to do, or what are they going to do? So, like I said, I do know all this information. It's just what is true and what's not. And that's exactly what I look at. So that's exactly what I look at. Like I said, I'm only going on like I said, I'm going on fully of what I'm reading off their main websites and so on and so forth. I'm not going on like looking at like TikTok and try to listen to somebody. I'm not going to go on all this kind of like propaganda websites. I'm not doing that. I'm looking at their main website and some of the stuff that's tied to the main website so I can get the information correctly. Now, I know it's basically almost close to 2 years before the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out. But I'm not sure when it's going to be absolutely released. Because they don't even have a release date. They don't have no specs or nothing on the system. They got nothing posted yet. They only got hearsay so far. So hopefully within the future, I'd be able to actually get that information out to you guys, so I'd be able to keep up with all that. So I'm basically having my information at 100%, because that's what I like to be able to run my channel, everything at 100%. So I'm not going to give you basically false hope and say, oh my God, they're going to come out with that, and then they don't, make me look like basically like a shithead. I'm not doing that. So that's exactly what I'm trying not to do. So that's exactly what I'm looking at right now. You know, and that's exactly, like I said, if you basically follow my videos and stuff like off my YouTube, basically all the information does work at 100%. There's nothing going to beat around the bush and so on and so forth. You'll be able to use it to your own leisure and be able to use it as much as you want. The only thing is, I'm still trying to get more PC games and stuff like that, and trying to even get some more Xbox games because I do have an Xbox Live account, which I don't really use that much. And like I said, I don't own an Xbox, so I just got it tied to my PC, so I can actually look at the games and so on and so forth. That's it for Xbox. But now all of the PC Xbox games, a lot of them are are exclusively to the console. I'd love to have an Xbox to a point, but of course I'm not going to buy another console just yet because of the fact where I've got my PC and stuff like that. And it seems like there's a lot more stuff out on PC than console. So, like, I mean, that's exactly what it seems like the direction they're going with. So I'm going to be trying to do my best to get more stuff so I can play the games together with you guys. And I'm not just saying it just to say it. Like, I mean, I'm after buying one new game so far. I basically bought, what was it, Valheim, which is kind of like Minecraft, but it's a lot better graphics and stuff like that to it, without using mods, of course. And there's a couple of other games that I like to be able to pick up too as well on itself. Like, I mean, I like to be able to play up, get the old Dota. There's basically a free version of Dota, but there's also a paid version of Dota, which you get better drop chances of course. But I'll be looking into that, getting to Dota 2, and so on and so forth. So I'll have more stuff to do with there, and try to get into World of Warcraft too. Like, I mean, World of Warcraft, as I said before, I've got up to a level 70. I played Burning Crusade. I know how to play all these games. I've been playing these games for a long time. But the only thing is, they're all on PC. Like, I mean, I've got my PC now built, but it's just sitting down there watching other people's streams, or I watch movies. I don't play much games on them right now currently. So I'm looking for something that I can actually use it, because I want to basically use the money I put into it. So I'd be able to have a little bit more fun and everything else with people, including with all my hardware too, and that's exactly what I'll be doing within the future. But of course, it's the wait times and so on and so forth. That's why I'm thinking about getting like Dead Space, which is a kind of a single player. Hey, thanks Mojo, and thanks for the lurk, of course. But what I was going to say is I will be getting Dead Space. I will be getting basically Fatal Frame. Those two games I will get on PC. I'm going to see which ones are released for what side. If it comes on console first, if I'm back to work and I can make some money and so on and so forth, I better get two of them right off the shelf as soon as they come out. But if I can't, I'll be able to go along and start streaming those, because those are going to be revamped games. Like the brand new Fatal Frame will be its own game, and it's going to be basically a continue on storyline of Fatal Frame. I said it was actually a remake of the first one, which is basically, yes, it's remake of parts of the story, but there's a lot of stuff that's been changed. It's like what you done with Final Fantasy VII. And basically, Dead Space is a completely remade and a brand new engine. They're using a Frostbite engine now in that. They're making that game look 10 to 20 times better. In some cases, 100 times better. Because basically you can use ray tracing. You can use lighting, dramatic lighting in certain areas, which you cannot use with the old version of it. And this is the games I want to be able to put on my channel, so everybody can have a look at it and say, hey, man, that looks cool. And because it is cool, but it will basically make you basically shit in your pants. If you are not used to horror pictures, when you're actually watching someone else playing, you'll be like, oh, my God. And you'll actually feel the same thing as the player. It's the way the game is designed. I will tell you this. And this is exactly what I love doing. Like I said, doing those type of games. I love playing those. I don't, like I said, that's why I can't get into a Dead by Daylight and stuff like that, because it's only short. And plus, well, basically you get the killer that's overpowered, this one shot, and basically putting people on hooks. And hopefully you can actually get away from it and so on and so forth. That's a little bit different category of game, of course. But that's the reason why I don't play it, because it's short, doesn't have much content to it. Yes, you can level, but I mean, there's not much content to it. It's just a repeat of the same content. But I'm looking at something that's over 100 hours. Fatal Frame, the last time I played it was on the PlayStation 2. It had 78 hours just in the basic storyline alone. It had, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember all the information correctly, it had two endings, the good and the bad, and it had a lot of other stuff too. Like, I mean, when you actually look at something, you see something flying across the room, and then basically you'll hear like this sounds of ghosts and stuff. This is the way this game is designed. It's designed to make you think. And basically just think outside the box for a minute and go along and say, what in the heck was that? And that's exactly what I like about these type of horror games, because there is a lot of the classic games are forgotten about. Like, I mean, if they're remaking them to make it work on the new consoles and so on and so forth, to do better lighting and so on and so forth, I'm all game for that. Because I remember playing these when they were first released. And that's exactly what I'd like to be able to do again. Because I'd like to be able to relive part of my childhood and so on and so forth. And be able to make it that work right for me. And that so on and so forth. And share the experience with other people. Especially if you can't pick up the game right away, you'll be able to actually be able to have a look at the game and be able to say, hey, man, I'd like to be able to get that when I can get it and know exactly what you're getting into and so on and so forth. And this is exactly, like I said, what my channel is about too. So you're basically not going to be wasting your money on something that's going to be like, oh, man, why did I just spend like $60 on something that's like a slap in the face? Because you do still get games like that. You get a lot of games like that. Think you're getting something great, but you don't get it. And basically all the software companies then just make piles and piles of money off of us gamers. And that's exactly what happens. So I'm basically trying to avoid that. If I've got to buy something, see, I'll go along and try the beta test, or I might just try the demonstrations. Not a lot of the games out there, a lot of the classic games do not have demos. And that is another thing, too. Like, I mean, basically, like, when you're looking at Fatal Frame and stuff, there's no demo. Basically, when they come up with the final version, but they put so much thought and effort into the game, it's like, oh, my God, they put this much detail into a tree. Or they might put this much detail into a ghost. You'll actually be able to see all this stuff as it's happening. If you look at the E3 trailer of Fatal Frame, at the very beginning, you're actually this young girl basically walking towards, and there's a ghost right in front of you. That's exactly the way the game is. The ghost then basically vanishes. But like I said, it becomes that everything that's in that game becomes a part of the storyline. That's why I like to basically have those horror games added to my collection, just because of that reason. Because I would love to be able to share those experiences with you guys, because it's the experiences I had from the PlayStation 2. Like, I mean, I've been gaming since too long. But like I said, for all the games I've seen being remade, and so on and so forth, certain games will basically stick out as really good titles. And like I said, those games I would like to be able to have them just to my collection itself. I like to have physical copies of them, not just digital. I'm going to basically see if I can get some physical copies of them too. So if my console decides to break, whatever the case may be, because I'm a game collector. Like I said, that's why I've got so many games and so on and so forth. I've got over 200 and something odd physical game titles. Between the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, GameCube, you name it. I've got all different ones. Like I got stuff that I can stream, but like I said, I don't have a capture card or anything like that. But I got stuff I can actually stream forever. You know, and that's just it. Like, I mean, it's just interesting. It's very interesting. It's an expensive hobby. Like, I mean, once you get into it, like, see, some people are just getting into gaming now, like I said, with the newer consoles and so on and so forth. But if you go back and look at some of the older consoles and stuff like that, you'll basically find exactly what I'm talking about. The expense and stuff like that, trying to get some of the older consoles, and to make sure they're actually still working. Because some of them do not work. And that's the thing. This is what I do. I do my own repairs and stuff, so on and so forth, and just make sure they're working. So if I do use them for anything at all, like, I mean, I've got a PlayStation 3 right in front of me. I've got a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. I've got a game cube at my father's itself. I've got a Vita. I've got a lot of the basically even some of the consoles that didn't make it quite well. I try to get those consoles because eventually it's not just the money value of them, but it's the quality of games. If you ever see the PlayStation Vita games and how for a handheld, and it's almost as good as the console, or even sometimes better, especially if you got the OLED screen. It's unbelievable. It's like watching a miniature flat screen TV because you don't lose the colorations and stuff. And this is the stuff that I'm into. Like, I mean, I'm deeply into this for myself just to have fun and basically support everybody else that's around in the communities, because I know how much fun I'm after having and how much fun it's in the gaming itself. Like I said, yes, some people like to do it as a 100% profession. So would I, but I would like to take a different spin on it, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm looking at what I'm doing right now and what I can do in the future, and because the longest I can survive on here is the more I can support people. And it doesn't matter if you go along and get like the partnership and that before me, or you get affiliate before me, or you get something, whatever. You still need that community to basically to grow off of. Like, I mean, you got to think about it this way. There's only a certain amount of people that's going to be playing the same game as you, or whatever the case may be. That's why I'm looking at communities. I'm looking at smaller communities, big communities, and so on and so forth. And the bigger communities is what I'm looking at mostly, so I can actually get better content and stuff like that and better games. Because, like I said, not everybody's going to be playing Trove. Not everybody's going to be playing, like I said, the Assassin's Creed. But I'm looking at something that is, like I say, new to the table, and so on and so forth, and I want to see exactly what it's going to be like for those games in the future. Because if you got a game that's lasted 4 or 5 years, even for a streamer, that means it's going to be pretty good and decent. Now, if it's just a single player or a multiplayer or whatever the case may be, it's up to you what you want to play in that direction. But if it's going to last that long, that means you've got replay value. You also got the main storyline value, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of stuff that you can actually do with that. And that's exactly what I'm looking at. As I said before, I streamed before back in the past, but I didn't take it serious. And like I said, to that point. But like I said, now I'm basically trying to take it a little bit more serious, whatever the case may be, and try to make something else out of it. Because like I said, I've got a lot of knowledge of all these different games and so on and so forth. I just don't have the games right now to share. But I know when I get my hands on them, I'm going to be able to do it that way. Now, I do have a lot of games that's gone kind of sour off the console. And I know, like I said, playing Watch Dogs, a lot of people don't stream it no more. I know there's some people that do, but I find the communities and stuff is not so big. So that's exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at for something that's stable, something a little bit more viable, and something that is going to benefit everybody, not just me. And that's exactly what I look at. See, the thing is, when I was actually talking about the way I'm running my YouTube and stuff like that too, my YouTube will basically support, if my YouTube actually grows, and if I can actually get anything done with that, I'm basically going to be using my YouTube as a staple to help the homeless and stuff like that, and people that has financial problems. Not, like I said, I won't be supporting drugs. I don't support drugs. I don't just support alcohol. Now, once in a while, I might go along and make a joke, I might speak about weed or something like that, but I don't support that on my channel, as you noticed itself. But I don't care if you basically do it, whatever the case may be, on your own behalf, on your own channels, whatever the case may be. Like I said, I don't mind watching you either doing it that way. That's up to you. I'm not going to go along and say, no, I'm there, you got to do that. No. But what I'm saying is, like I said, same thing I do in the reality, in the real world. I'll go along and basically support. And if I see someone down and out, even though I'm actually on a low income myself. But if I see someone down and out and they don't have a cup of tea or a sandwich or something, I'll make sure they got something to eat that day. And that's the type of person I am. Same thing is helping people with their streams and stuff, and help them try to get their affiliate and so on and so forth. So as I said before, it's not just about myself, because I don't care about myself in that direction. I care about the people that surround me, and that's exactly what I love to do. I love to be able to go along and help out as many people, because there's a lot more people that's a lot more basically in debt, or a lot more people that needs this stuff than I do. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm rich, but like I said, when I'm actually at work and so on and so forth, I'll use my work and stuff basically to fund my stuff. Now, I don't make a lot of money and so on and so forth. I know it doesn't matter how much, I know it doesn't really matter to you guys, but what I'm saying is I look at what I do and I enjoy doing what I'm doing. And if I can actually be able to branch out and make it bigger and make that circle bigger, and the more communities and stuff like that I can join and get that going, it's not just getting my affiliate. It sounds like I'm doing a one-sided deal. But if you actually watch me going hop into your channels and stuff like that, I don't care what you're streaming. I don't care about, like I said, the thing is that gets me, if you are, like, when you're streaming itself, what gets me the most is if you're screaming, yelling, and bawling, sounds like you're eating your mic. Like, I mean, okay. I made this joke one time to one person. They were sounding like they were eating their mic. And I told them, I said, I said, you should move out of the third world countries so you won't be hungry. And I meant that as a joke. That is an insult. And like I said, they kind of laughed at it, and so did I. And that's exactly what I look at. I look at and try to help people out so they can understand how the streaming and stuff works, and how things can work right for them, and how I can help them as much as I can. I'm not going to go along and say, oh, you're doing this wrong or doing that wrong. I'll make a suggestion. I'll make basically a positive suggestion. And like I said, you can actually take it or leave it. Like, I mean, I'm not going to hurt from it itself, but I love to see people getting ahead. I'm sick of seeing people poor. Basically, I was born poor myself. I mean, absolutely not, absolutely crazy poor. Like, I'm now, the most I could ever can afford back in the day, and I could never can afford a new one. Basically the biggest console I ever could afford was a Super Nintendo with a black and white TV, and that's the only thing I can afford when I was a kid. I was basically living on that for a good couple of years, and so on and so forth. So I know how hard it is to do real life stuff. I've been there, and it's not basically trying to get a teary-eyed story out there either. But I know exactly how hard it is to get anything going, and so on and so forth. I know, like I said, a lot of the high-paid jobs, there's only a scattered few of them left in the world. There's not like it used to be like years ago. So I know it's harder to get money to survive, and I know things are getting more and more expensive. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 or 30 or 40 years old. You want to have something for your retirement. If you've got kids, I know you want to be able to support them as much as you can. I know what life is like itself. So it's not me being self-centered. I understand exactly what people go through. Like, I mean, you go through depression, you go through anxiety, because you cannot basically can afford anything that you want to do. And when you do try, there's other things that gets in the way. I can understand that too as well. So I can understand every single lifestyle and everything else. As I said before, it doesn't matter what you're doing on your stream. I just don't like seeing people like basically struggle as much as they do. And now that's just basically using my channel stuff, Right. Well, suggestions, like, I mean, think of it this way. Suggestions can be taken both ways. It could be a bitch slap in the face. Like, I mean, some people are like, oh, man, you're basically trying to tell. I don't tell people what to do. If you're a part of my stream, you're a part of my stream. You're following me, you're following me. If you're not, well, basically, you're going to be losing out. Because what's going to happen is if you're not following me and I'm not following you, Like I said, I don't know when you're streaming, and I try to do my best to basically to have the community together to make communities work. I do that in real life. I do that in real time. Right. But see, the thing is, you're going to think of it this way. I see people what they go through. Now, I know some people, like I said, do streaming and stuff like that. They're probably well off, but a lot of them are not. There is got to be a reason why you stream. You got to try to make some money, like I said, or try to fill in those gaps, or just looking for, like I said, companionship or someone to talk to. But that's a different reason altogether. But you know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's all a need in some direction. Like, I mean, I go to work. I got friends I can visit every day of the week. You got to remember, I'm from a different, basically, time zone. I'm from a different, basically, cut of cheese. I look at exactly what I went through and what everybody else is going through and so on and so forth. Like I say, I will tell you this. Right. See, the thing is, think of it this way. See, charity can be a benefit for you. Friendship is basically a benefit for you. Like, I mean, I could do a charity and say, oh, man, I could. Well, for me, if I was going to do a charity on here, I would do one for the AIDS Society, Blood Donor Clinic, basically, and do it that way. I would do it for something that's going to help the communities and stuff out. And that's exactly what I looked at. I don't look at myself as basically basically just getting all the money from my own self. That's why, if you ever noticed, I never done a charity yet. I know how to set up a charity. I know how to basically set up PayPal. It's easy to do, or set up any type of system that I can actually use. But I know how to do all that stuff. I just don't. Because, like, I mean, I'm not there basically asking for handouts. Like, I mean, if you join my stream, and I'm joining your stream, I'm going to support your stream for hours. I'm going to make sure you're getting what you're going to be needing. And if I've got like 3 or 4, like, I mean, I got my computer, I got my cell phone, I've got my, like I said, my PlayStation 4, I got my PlayStation 5, I could tune into 4 different people all at once. And if I really wanted to, I can open up more tabs and view even more of that. So, like, I mean, I can go to about 20 or 30, 40 people without no problems. You know, and that's exactly what I do. I do that every single day. This is why I look at for followers, so I can actually help those people out. I'm not looking for followers to say, oh my God, I've got these many people, look at me, I'm a superstar. I'm not even close to that, but you know what I mean. I don't use it as a bragging right. I don't use it as using people, because I don't use people. I don't go along and say, hey man, I'm streaming right now, would you be able to come and help me? Help me to do this and that? No. I'll mention that I'm looking for the affiliate and so on and so forth. You'd be like, hey man, I can help you out. I'm like, okay, cool. But I don't go along and say, you've basically crying out for help. That's just another thing, too, that I will never, ever do. Like, I mean, I do things a little bit different because, as I said, I lived a different lifestyle. I lived, like I said, the poverty lifestyle and so on and so forth. I'm still not a millionaire, and I would never want to be a millionaire because, of course, at my age and stuff like that, and whatever the case may be, I'd rather support somebody that's younger, be able to actually help them develop what they want to do. Like, I mean, think about it this way. Like, I mean, when it comes to it, like, I mean, I'm after having health issues since I've been 9 years old. And like I said, I just got a hernia fixed. I'm basically off from work from that. I've been off from work for just a little over a month. That's why I've got so many streams and stuff done. When I'm actually working, of course, I cannot basically stream because I can't take my console with me and so on and so forth. But, like, my health is going deteriorating. Not because of what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. It's just because of my work and stuff like that. So, like, I mean, if I keep on working what I'm doing, like I said, eventually, like I said, I'll basically cease to exist. But if I leave a legacy behind of all those people I helped, that's exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at other people that basically can continue on right where I was standing. And that's exactly what I look at. Not being greedy, not being like that. Like I said, I could never be greedy to people. Like I mean, it's just one of those things. And like I said, it sounds like I mean talking like I said BS right now or whatever the case may be. But if you see me hop into your channel, you'll know exactly what I've been trying to do for you guys. Like I mean, like I said, with anybody to be exact. Like I mean, I don't go along and say I might say, hey, maybe see you in one of my streams at some point, whatever. Just to end basically my lurk, whatever the case may be. Sometimes I don't even say nothing. I'll just leave, and you don't even know I'm still in your stream, but I'm be there for 7, 8, 9 hours, and I could be passed out sleeping, but you're still gaining something from that, which is good enough, you know. And that's exactly what I do. Like I mean, I do a lot of stuff in the background a lot of people don't see. And like I mean, I might say hello or whatever the case may be instead of me being rude and basically just lurk and saying nothing at all, and so on and so forth. And then you don't know if I'm there or not, or whatever the case may be, or taking a second guess at it. But I'd like to basically just to have even sending a little tiny emoji or something like that to say hello or whatever, just to recognize, to see, so you can recognize me and I can recognize you. So, like I said, instead of having just a dead chat as well. So that sometimes actually helps with the chat and helps you with your stream. So, you know, I look at all the concepts. Like, I mean, I'm not new to streaming. Like I said, I stream for quite a bit on YouTube. But I never really thought about going with Twitch because I was looking at the Twitch and looking at the requirements of getting something out of Twitch. I was like, oh, man, do you need the communities? You need this and that. And I'm like, do I really have the time enough to do that? And I was just basically almost digressing to actually even use Twitch and so on and so forth. I know I basically know how to stream and so on and so forth, but it's what to stream is the thing sometimes. And like I said, it's just a different, a completely different aspect of what you need to do. Like I mean, everybody's not going to watch your stream if they don't like the game, or if some people, like I said, even left my YouTube channel because they didn't like what I was streaming, or basically just didn't like me, or just wanted to use me for my information and just absolutely leave. Well, that's going to happen to you anyway. That's going to happen no matter what you're doing in streaming. Like I mean, you're not going to have a 100% good day. And you're not going to have everybody to basically stick around forever. And no matter how good you're doing. Right. That's what I'm saying. Even sometimes, even when they raid out, like, I mean, I end up basically joining their raid, and I basically come back a couple of hours later because I know some of these people does really extremely long streams. But if I can actually support them as much as I can, and basically, so, like, I mean, okay, you guys basically got what you got. I'm happy you got what you got. And as you notice, I'm not jealous of what you got. I want to try to get something to a certain level so I can actually be able to go along and give you biddies to support channels and stuff like that. Right. Well, basically, some people don't raid out because the raids are too small or don't understand what raids mean. And that's exactly what happens. Like, for me, if I got 1 or 2 people, I try to raid out. But if, like, if people are basically, as soon as I said, I'm going to raid, and all of a sudden everybody leaves, well, my raid actually means nothing. I'm after having that done a couple of times. So I try to go along and do what I can. And plus, if I'm using, like, say, Trove software, like I said, the Trove game itself, and it crashes, and I lose all my viewers. Like, I mean, if I come back right away, because I'm not using OBS, so I don't have no background. So basically, when it crashes, it's gone. So all my viewers and stuff like that, how can I basically raid with 0 viewers? And that's what happens. Like, I mean, I like to be able to transfer you guys into someone else's stream. I got some people that's got like 24, 25, 26 that could be playing Sea of Thieves. You probably want to look at that game, or you want to look at something else, but you don't get a chance of doing that if you don't do that way. So this is exactly what I did. It helps you guys still because you're going along and you're helping other people out. So you got a full community going around in full circle. So that's exactly the way I look at it. I look at it, like I said, I look at any which way I can help another person out. But sometimes the opportunity is not there, and or something else happens with that opportunity. And it's like I said, it's just crazy. Like I mean, that's why I said I like to be able to do what I need to do and to help out as many people as possible. Like I mean, I don't care about the money, I don't care about anything like that. But if I can actually use something that's going to help other people out, like I mean, if I'm getting you biddies and stuff like that, you're actually helping your point channels to grow and so on and so forth. So your channels and stuff level up and so on and so forth. But if I cannot do that, you're not going to get the points. And that's exactly what I look at. I know how streaming works. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a novice to this stuff. It's just that when it comes to support and stuff like that, if you're not part of, like I said, the basically the followers, you're not part of the complete package. Like I mean, to that point, basically you will be missing out a lot of stuff because some of these followers, like I said, if you follow me, I'll follow you back. You think, okay, you've got to be obligated to do that. You don't have to be, but you'll basically be losing out. Say if I'm streaming and all of a sudden I decide to do a raid, and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, I didn't follow this guy, and then the next time you look around for my stream again, well, that's one side of the support is gone. Even if it's only a small raid, it's gone. So basically, you lose the availability to do a lot of stuff in the game and a lot of stuff with your stream. Anyway, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to end my stream here, of course. Thanks for the support, guys. Basically, I just got trove. Just the reason why I'm actually ending it. And like I said, but hopefully I'll be able to support you guys even more in the future. Like, I mean, I'm never going to forget who helped me. I'm not going to forget about the streamer. Because if you are... Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, you know. But, you know, overall, like, I mean, I'm there to support as much as I can do. And I'm there basically to help you guys build up your channels. And, you know, it's just, I want to do something different. I don't want to be one of those greedy people going along and saying, oh, look at me, I'm a superstar. You know, as I said before, because I'm not a superstar. I never wanted that status. But I just want to be able to help people that needs it. And that's exactly what I'm looking at. Well, yeah, well, thanks, Stoner, there very much. Right now, my game is froze up. Okay, but think of it this way. I follow people, not to get to follow back. So what I'm going to do right now, just give me a second here. I'm going to actually go along, and there's another person that helped me out a little bit at the beginning. And I'm going to basically give you guys a send-off here. So give me a second here. Just give me a few seconds. 2, 1, and happy raid, guys, and have a good day.